Welcome, RoundTable family, to sunny Trinidad and Tobago. I am Joel, and this is RoundTable Trinidad and Tobago, San Fernando #1's Taste the World. We're coming to you live today from beautiful South Branch in Debe, South Trinidad. We're going to be making fish broth. You might know it as fish soup, but it's going to be delicious. So come along and taste the world with us together.
Greetings, RoundTable world. So it's us again, RoundTable Trinidad and Tobago. We're here to give you a little insight into what we're going to do for you today. It's a special dish, as Joel spoke about. It's a traditional dish. It's something very, very local. If you come to Trinidad and you don't have fish broth, probably went to the wrong place. So I'm going to just do a quick run through and show you what the ingredients are that make up this fantastic dish, right? So we start the base of this, the soul of this dish really has some ground provisions in it. There's some basic Dutch potato that's peeled here. There's this is what we call locally eddos, but it's also, I suppose it's a sort of taro root, and you could probably substitute it with something like that, very similar. Of course, we have some nice green bananas that have to be peeled, and that's basically the ground provisions that go into the stock, right? We also have some vegetables that we put in here. We have some nice fresh pumpkin, we have some beautiful okras, I guess, and some lovely carrots. And they are also going to be peeled and cut up a little bit smaller and added to the pot. Of course, we have the star of the show, which is none other than the red snapper. And this snapper in particular is something called hog snapper. It's particularly nice and firm, and it's a very, very tasty fish. It will not fall apart in the pot, right? But what you see here is the raw product. There's a special secret TRINI way to prepare this, yeah. And this is freshly caught fish. This was caught this morning, and the secret to this is fresh ingredients, fresh seasoning, right? So what we have here is, we call it chandon-beni locally. Of course, it's the cousin to cilantro. It's culantro. Very aromatic, very pungent, very, very nice flavor, right? This is also something that's grown locally. It's what we call, it's a form of thyme. It's broadleaf thyme. Again, very good for fish dishes, and very, very nice, strong, flavorful ingredient. And of course, we have, well, celery or cilantro, yeah. We have some garlic, we have some scotch bonnet peppers, and we have some pimento peppers. These peppers may look deadly, but they're actually just aromatic. They're not hot at all, yeah. And of course, we have some onions and some lime. What happens is that these all go together and they're blended. When they're blended, this is the final product that you get. If you smell this, maybe try smelling it, I'm sure you can smell it from there. It's that powerful. Yeah? And then this is put into the fish. We'll talk about the fish in a little bit, and we'll show you how we're actually gonna season that fish. Yeah?
So a little quarter-inch dice. You can cut it up in your hand. If you have a board, you can do your thing. And you just make your dice. Not too small, not too big, just right in between. That's it. Just put your carrot down the middle. If you can't do this in your hand, right, you can always use a board, so you have a little more control. If you find this is too big, you can probably split down again. Alright, again. Alright, green fig, as we call it locally. And what I'm doing here is I'm just scraping the discharge, because it tends to oxidize, get a little mucky. So you have to kind of just cut and clean it up. It's in a basin with some lime, just for the acid, to make sure that it doesn't oxidize any further. And then we go straight to the pot.
same dance floor, trying to party, but in vain. Here I am once more on a higher plane. I went on training for my day. Now I go party, I go party. I getting on, I getting on.
Welcome back. So we've done all this great prep work. You know, a lot of love went into it. So now we're gonna get down to the actual cooking part. Yeah. So this is a little bigger pot than you might normally use, but you know, RoundTable is a nice big table, and we cater for everyone. Trini style is you cook for your neighbors, you cook for your friends, you cook for your tablers, you cook for your family. Yeah. So the first step is to make sure that you have maybe 2/3 of the pot with water, and that comes to a nice boil. You just set this cover aside. There you go. Now, this is a broth. So one of the main things that we have to do to get this right is to actually season the broth. So that's where it all starts. Yeah? You saw Joel doing some nice prep work earlier. So here we have the garlic, the pimentos, all the nice green aromatic stuff, as well as the onions. This all goes in first. Make sure we get that flavor infused into the broth itself. Yeah? You're just gonna cover the pot maybe for about 5 minutes again until the boil starts back, and then we're gonna get into a couple other things. See you in a couple of minutes. Hey guys, welcome back. So, cheers, firstly. Yeah, this is from us to you. So, we're gonna talk a little bit about the star ingredient, which is the hog snapper, the red snapper. And what we're actually gonna do is show you the way that we season this to get all that rich flavor out of it. Yeah. So what I have here is lime, and we're basically gonna squeeze some lime juice into the fish itself, just a little bit, because you know citrus and fish pairs well. Then we're gonna add a little bit of salt, sea salt. A little bit of black pepper. A little bit of white pepper. Alright. For some added flavor, we're going to add just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. And of course, we must add our famous green seasoning that you find in most dishes in Trinidad. This is the secret, one of the secret ingredients in Trini cooking, yeah? So we're just gonna add a little bit more. And remember, this season has all the fresh aromatics, the garlic, the pimentos, the peppers, the onions, yeah? So basically, you just give this a good turn around and make sure that the season gets all in there. Oh, yeah, it's gonna look a little bit green when you're done, but you know, like Hulk, there's a lot of power in here, and trust me, you're gonna love it. Yeah. What you're gonna do is when you get this all seasoned up and all mixed up, you let it marinate for about minimum an hour. If you can leave it for longer, overnight is best, and you know, that really helps all that flavor to really get into that fish. Yeah. And in a nutshell, guys, that's our fish. Okay, guys, welcome back. So, you know, like typical Trinidad, we started this in this hot sun, and now we have a little bit of rain. But it's all good, because you know, we have a saying in Trinidad, rain don't stop anything but cricket. Yeah. So, take a look at that. Yeah, we're up and boiling. We're off to a nice boil. Just set this aside. So now, part 2 of seasoning our broth. We need to get some salt in there, yeah? So we have a typical chicken noodle soup mix. It's very traditional. We usually put 1 or 2 in, but this is a very big pot, so we're going with 2 this time. Yeah. Put that in. It's a mix of, you know, some different spices and some fine noodles and that kind of thing. We're also going to go in with some salt. Yeah. Again, this is a big pot, so this is maybe like about 1.5 tablespoons. A little bit of white pepper. A little bit of black pepper. Yeah. We also need to put in a little piece of salt butter. This is also very traditional. This is the way that we cook. We cook with a lot of salt butter. It's a lot of flavor in there, and you put it in up front so that it gets all melted in and infused with everything else. Yeah, that looks good already. Yeah, and of course, nothing would be complete in the Caribbean without a nice hot Congo pepper. So that just goes right in. We're not going to burst it or anything, it's in there for flavor meaning. And again, we're going to cover for 5 minutes. Make sure we get back to a boil again. Yep. Guys, welcome back again. So as you can see, we're up to a nice boil. Everything is looking bubbly and nice. So we're going to go in with the provisions. And what we're going to go in with right now is the potato and the edibles. Yeah, we need to go in with these firstly and let it boil for about maybe 10-15 minutes. Spread it around a little bit. And then the next step is we'll go in with the carrots and the pumpkins. If we put them in at the same time, the pumpkins are gonna melt away and boil too quickly. They don't cook at the same time. So we have to kind of space them out to get it just right. Yeah? So look at this. A nice bubble, nice steady bubble going. Everything is coming together very, very nicely. So we're gonna go in now with the pumpkin and the carrots. Yeah, give that some time to cook as well. Get it all in there. There you go. Put a slight turn up. Yeah, and it's important to give the pot a turn every now and again, just to make sure that all the seasoning goes through the entire dish, through the entire pot, and you get that flavor distributed. Yeah. So we're gonna leave this for maybe 10 minutes again, and then a couple other little things we need to put in, and then it's the star of the show, fish. Hey guys, back again. So this is the last phase of the provisions. Yeah, this is the green bananas, green figs. This has to go in last because it tends to boil very, very quickly. So if you look, you see everything else is. It's a nice level of doneness. It's not too soft, not too hard. It's gonna cut easily. So we're gonna put in our green bananas now, and this is the actual last step for the provisions. Okay guys, so this is the last of the vegetables. It's okra. It's cut a little bit small, and it's gonna go in now because again this tends to cook very quickly. And what this is gonna do is release some nice juices that's gonna make the fish broth very rich and a little bit thicker than the usual thin broth that you're used to, but that's the way we do it here, and it's gonna be a lot of flavor. Yeah. So we're back again, and again, typical Trinidad. It's sunny again. Yeah. So look at this. Look at this bubble. Vegetables are nice and cooked. There's a lot of nice aromatic smells coming out of this pot, and we're ready to get our star in the pot. Yeah. The thing about fish is that you have to make sure that you put red snapper in gently, and that you don't stir the pot too much, because red snapper is a flaky fish that tends to fall apart when it's cooked. This fish, however, because it's the hog snapper, it's a little bit tougher than that, so it stands up well to this sort of setting. Yeah. So we're just gonna get all the fish in. We're gonna space them out, yeah, and then we're gonna lower the heat a little bit so that it comes to a very slow boil, and the flavors of the fish can then come out and infuse the entire pot. Yeah. So I'm just gonna get the fish in there, and it's gonna be time to eat soon. Yeah. Step away from the pot, Wendell. Step away from the pot. Welcome back. So, like all good dishes, there must be a nice condiment to go with it. In the Caribbean, we like a lot of spicy things. So, we have for you something that we call onion chow. It's almost like a pickled onion without the vinegar. But we're going to show you how to make this to really make that fish broth, you know, jump up and sing. Yeah. So Ignacio is assisting with me with this today. So we're gonna add some onions that were diced up, and then in the plate there's also one whole Congo pepper that's diced, and 2 cloves of garlic that's also diced. So everything is gonna go in together. Okay. And again, guys, this is you know, again, very something that's very Trini, something that's very local. The other side of this is we're gonna squeeze a little bit of lime juice in here. Right, 1 whole lime is gonna go in here, and that acid is just gonna make everything tie together nicely. Right, we're gonna add a little bit of salt.
How much shakes?
You shake, I'll tell you and stuff. There you go. I'm gonna add a little bit of black pepper. Good. And we're just gonna stir it all up. So the intent is really to, when you take that nice hot steaming flavorful bowl of fish broth out and you want to get that extra spice, you're going to put a little bit of this in your fish broth just to complement the dish. Yeah, so it has that sort of citrusy, hot, spicy flavor, and it's a complement to any meal, really. Yeah.
What's the verdict, President?
Hang on. The verdict is, where are the bowls? Let's see.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, put some more water. Oh, remember that the water is the juice. You know what I mean, guys? Yeah. Bueno. You install that smell-o-vision on that cameras yet? There you go, guys. Cheers. Taste the world. RoundTable Trinidad and Tobago, San Fernando #1. Fish broth. Right? See you soon.
Yeah, you know, it's been a while. Yeah. Fun times ahead, though. I said, yeah. It's been a long time. A long time coming, long time. Alright, I love to party bad. Hey, you me know. Bad vibes can't step on the base. Can't put a foot in the place. I hear the girl them whining their waist, and my friends have drinks by the case. Long time I am mash up dance, mash up fet, mash up dance, mash up fet. Party till I soaking wet, jump up in a dance till I run out of breath. Mash up dance, mash up fet, mash up dance, mash up fet.